You ever wonder why it is so difficult to save money? Well, in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. Why is it so hard to save? All right, why is it so hard to save? Right, we try, but don't you always feel like I'm never getting enough? But did you ever really analyze what it is that is causing you to never have as much money in your wallet as you want to have? So we're going to think about this. How much money passes through your wallet in your working career that you don't get to hold on to? And can we have some solutions on how we're going to help you grab some of that money? So let's start off here. Here's our assumptions for today. The assumptions today is you got a 40-year-old, he's going to work till 65. He's making $100,000 a year and he's going to get a 3% raise every year. All right, let's look at this. If he could save every dollar that he earned and he could invest it and get a 6% return, 25 years from now, he would have $7.7 million. Now, $7.7 million would make for a pretty decent retirement income, wouldn't it? But as we know, we can't save it all. So what's the first thing that happens to our paycheck when we earn it? Who gets the first piece? The government does. So let's assume you're in a 30% tax bracket. Now, on these charts, green is good and any other color isn't so good. Okay? So the impact of taxes. What happened here? All of a sudden, our $7.7 million went to $5.4 million. We lost over $2 million of wealth just by paying taxes. And as a side note, think about who got that wealth. Okay? Went to the government. It's a pretty good deal for them. So now the first hit was that. What's the next hit? Don't we have to live? Don't we have to have a house? We have a house, we got car payments, all that. We have debt service. So we got 30% that's going to debt service. That's what it happens. Okay? Now what all of a sudden happened to our money? We lost another $2 million. Now we're at $3 million, and you go, that would be pretty good. I would be glad to have $3 million at retirement. You notice we've lost 4.6. The money is just flowing through your wallet, and it's not sticking, okay? But guess what? What we haven't talked about yet is your lifestyle. We do have to have a lifestyle. We do have to have an everyday. We got to have food. We got to enjoy ourselves. We got to have all those pieces. We got to have new clothes to wear to work, whatever it might be. So now we're going to take and we're going to add 30% into your lifestyle. What does it ultimately mean? It means you're going to save 10%. What do you end up with? $700,000. 10% of the $7.7 million that could have passed through your wallet. Now, as you can see, it's not nearly as much. Now, you might be kind of happy with that, but the truth is that most people don't save 10%, right? They save 5%. Maybe. So they have half that number. They've got $300,000. They've worked their whole career. They are now at retirement, and that's what they've got. And that's not where we want you to be. Okay? So, what if we could address some of these, what we tend to call wealth transfers? You see, it's like this bucket. You're pouring money into this bucket, and it just keeps escaping. It's going through these holes in the bucket. And no matter how much you pour in, it just keeps flowing out. So what's the solution? It's a simple solution. We just want to plug the holes in the bucket. If you plug the holes in the bucket, which are those wealth transfers, it's those places where your money is going away and you're not getting to hold on to it. Even if you ran it for a trickle going in, it's ultimately going to fill up. So that's our goal, is to figure out how to plug as many of the holes in your bucket as possible. So what would the impact be? So very simple. Let's assume we could take your taxes and we could, instead of 30%, we could save you some tax area, and it was only 25%? What if we took your debt service and reworked the way you pay for things by just 5% to 25% now? Where do we put it? We didn't want to mess with your lifestyle. Nobody wants to reduce their lifestyle, but we're able to take those, add those into what you can save. And what did it do to the bottom line? We doubled it. We doubled your $700,000 to $1.5 million. Now, I ask you, what was the risk in doubling the amount of money you're going to have? What is the risk of reducing your debt service? What is the risk of having and paying less taxes? There's no risk. See, everybody thinks that the way you create wealth is by increasing your rate of return, about taking higher risks with your investments. And that's not the key to creating wealth. The key to creating wealth is plugging those holes in that bucket where all this money escapes. All right? So if you can look at this, we can work on some of these strategies that will help you to control those costs in it. Ultimately, what are we looking for? Buckets of money. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. If you got any comments, just go ahead and post them. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Invite your friends. Tell them to subscribe. Thanks for listening.